Good morning, everybody. Doing things a little different this morning. Just wanted to share something with you that I thought of this morning when I woke up. And it was the first thought that I had. And that thought was the privilege of pain. And first off, I was just like, what? What does that even mean? Right? It was 6:30 in the morning. 6:30 every morning, the same thing. It's always a word in the morning that I get. But the privilege of pain. And I began to think about all the things that I had experienced in the past 10 years and what I've been recently experiencing as well. And God said, Michelle, your pain is a privilege. And I was like, but how? Right? You asked me to do this, God. You asked me to write this book. You asked me to start this YouTube page. You asked me to do this website. I don't have any ambition. I don't want to do any of this, but I'm doing it because I love you. And because you told me that you would use my life as the ink to write your love letters to the queer community. So here I am. But I have pain, and it's not because of anything that I wanted. And God said, well, let's take a look at the last 10 years. You've had nothing but rejection, extreme turmoil. Some of you're causing, some of you're doing, some not. But what it did is it prepared or it increased the threshold of the level of pain that I was able to endure while accomplishing a goal or a task. Because of that pain, now I can complete what it is that I have to do. Because the things that I experience now, like I get a lot of rejection from, marketing my book, quite a bit, but it doesn't bother me. It's so, I just look at it, I'm like, I've seen worse. I've experienced worse. And it doesn't attach itself to me. So the purpose of other people intentionally rejecting or causing any type of trauma, by something that they've done or said, it's just like, I don't know. I find that so funny. But it's funny because I would have never, ever guessed that this would be happening with my family and I. Never. But before my dad died, I think it was like 2 months before he passed away, I had a dream. And I think I told you guys about this, that he and I were running the Spartan race. And we both were having such a good time. He had a prosthetic leg. I think it was his right leg. But he had it on then. And we were making it through the race. And it was bonding, I guess. I don't know. But it was bonding for me. But when we got to one of the obstacles, he said, I can't go with you. He said, I'm going to meet you at the end. I'll be waiting for you. He said, keep going. And then I saw my brother, y'all. I saw my brother at the corner of my eye. I said, Dad, what is he doing? And my dad was like, he's got to learn. I said, but he's going to hurt himself. I was like, can I go help him? He said, no. And then my brother hurt his right knee. He hurt his knee. It like imploded. He fell on it or something in the dream. And my father told me to keep going. He said, meet me at the end. Don't worry about him. He'll be all right. So that very, oh, I'm about to cry. Oh my God. That very affirmation for me before what happened. And I just thought about it today. I don't know why, but just this morning. And I look at the situation and I think to myself, how could he? Right? I'm talking about not just brother, sister close, but like best friend close. The type of friend that you have when you tell everything to. You talk about your the things that you don't talk about with other people. That part of you that is guarded with everybody else you don't have. And that's what I was with my brother. When he was upset, y'all, I could feel it. It don't matter how far away. I was in California once and he was having a hard time and I called him. I said, you okay? He was like, no. I spent so many hours with him crying over the phone because we all cry. We all have things that we go through, but I was there. I made it a point to be there. And for me, the situation it caused a such a negative reaction in me that I just couldn't be around him. I cannot. Like, y'all, I'm seriously, I cannot be around him. But God was like, that was your privilege. And I was like, how? He said, now no one can hurt you. He said, you're going to be exposed to a lot of people, Michelle, that are going to try and hurt you. But because of this threshold, this new level of capacity that I've given you in this situation, nothing will break you. So it's like essentially the things that I have gone through in the past 10 years and recently have prepared that piece of me that cannot quit. And I attribute it to the Call of Duty game that I love to play, Warzone, right? Season 6, Season 7 is coming up, get your life. But when I first started playing, I would lose a lot. And I realized one day why I was losing. I was like, wait a minute, why do I keep losing? I can shoot. I love these guns. I got my favorite loadouts and everything. Let's go. Let's win this. Let's get on that helicopter for Battle Royale. Haven't done it yet, but I will. And what I noticed was that I'd stopped shooting when people started shooting at me because I thought it was going to be inevitable that I'd die, but I didn't remember that I was equipped, that I had everything that I needed, that I had 2 guns, that I had a ghost, right? That people couldn't see me running or walking places because I was covered. I was invisible to them. Woo! My goodness. And then when I realized, I was like, hey, just try it. Just keep shooting, even if they shoot at you. Just keep shooting, right? So I had my gun, right? My favorite one. And it's the Raptor, I think. So I think that's what you call it. But it's a really good gun. So this guy starts shooting at me in this one game. And he's like, ah, ah, ah. And I was like, oh no, I'm going to keep shooting. And I kept shooting. Ah, 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 ah. And he fell, y'all. He died. It's been game over since then. I just be running up like with no fear, with all this confidence, because I know that the weapon that I have is going to work and that I've already shot and killed other Call of Duty enemies. So I know I can do it again. That's the privilege of failure. That's the privilege of pain. That's the privilege of dying to something, to dying to a concept or an idea, right? And what's crazy too is my wife, she sent me this video this morning of a little girl in the Philippines who died. She was a baby. And her parents had put her in a casket. They, closed it and everything, but the dad went in and he went in there because he wanted to readjust his child so that it could be presentable. But when he went there, he noticed that the child's head had moved. And then the child started breathing. And I was like, well, wait, didn't they embalm the child? She's like, no, they don't embalm them that at that age. So later, once this happened, the guy who pronounced their child as dead confessed and said, I never had the qualifications to diagnose or to pronounce anyone dead. So you mean to tell me, Michelle, that all this time, and even recently, right? Even recently with the things that have happened in my family, I'm like, well, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Maybe I should just quit. But then God was like, Michelle, that pain is the privilege that I'm trying to help you to understand, to see that it is what qualifies you for what you're doing right now, period. So I'm really trying to be calm. So essentially what was happening was that I was in front of people who were diagnosing me all this time, who were telling me who I was, who were telling me what I should do and what I shouldn't be doing, and who did not have the qualification or the capacity to even see who I was. And what's so powerful about that is that I came to that conclusion just with God and I. I didn't need a preacher. I didn't need a church. But that conclusion was given to me because God loves me so much that he didn't want me to sit here and feel all of this pain and to go through all of this heartache for no reason. It's like, Michelle, no. And then I thought about a lady that is one of my clients. I helped her with a financial situation that she had a few years ago. And she likes to invite me over every now and then because she makes peach preserves. And y'all, let me tell you, them preserves are good. I'll be real fat if I ate that all the time. So she called me over this one time, though. Her husband was in the garage doing his Tim the Two-Man Tailor thing. And she said, I just want to talk. She said, I just got to get some stuff off my chest. Now, this lady's over 70 years old. I'm not sure what I can do with all that wisdom she got. But she started to cry. And she started to cry while she talked about her son. She helped him. She picked him up. She cleaned him up when he was on drugs. She went through all of this stuff with him. And when he got better, he stole from her. And this had happened like 15 years ago. But the pain she still carried with her. She still carried that with her, y'all. It was like it just happened yesterday. And what I refused to do, that from that day on, I was like, I refuse to allow anybody's choices and or decisions towards or against me to interrupt, disturb, or to redirect any experience that I have at the present moment. What people do to you is what they do to you. It's not necessarily your issue. It's for you to experience, to learn from, and to heal from. But that's their choices, is their decision, and they have to answer to God for all of that. Everybody does. We all do. But she was sitting there and she was justifying her anger. She was justifying her pain and her rage towards her son. I won't never give him nothing no more. He ain't never going to. And you know, that's where she was, and that's okay. That's where we get sometimes. But I do not want to live with pain like that. I want to experience the privilege of pain. I want to experience the privilege of experience and the privilege of endurance, right? Because what happens is I'm able to be in an extremely volatile, uncomfortable, and compromising space with other people and not be affected at all because my threshold has increased. But I will no longer allow anyone to misdiagnose who or where I am in life. And that's what we do with the people that are closest to us. I was telling Stephanie or my wife this yesterday that, you know, it's not that I miss their presence. It was their validation. I would call my mom, hey mom, what do you think about this? Oh, I think that's great. I think that's good. Oh no, that's not okay, Michelle. Calm down. Or I would talk to my brother because they knew me, right? They know me. They're like, oh, we know Michelle. This is what she means. And that's the thing that hits me so hard when I think about the situation with my brother. He knows me, right? Like everything that I've ever gone through, he's been there with me to talk me through stuff and to help me through stuff. And then also, and vice versa. That's just the relationship that we had. And for him to make a choice like this is the one thing that solidifies my decision never to allow that to happen again. And then I'm going to close with this. I think about Judas and Jesus in this situation. Right? In no way am I saying I'm Jesus. Listen, I don't have the capacity, the patience. I'm not even, listen, no, it's not even necessary or possible. But could the experience with Judas, could it have prepared Jesus to be able to withstand the rejection, pain, trauma, torment, and anything else that he felt, the betrayal from everyone? Because Judas betrayed him first. Did the betrayal of Judas cause Jesus to be capable of the cross? And we got to think about that type of stuff. Adversity is an advantage. Adversity is the thing that causes you to create labels for different types of people, and then to categorize those people and put those labels on those people to prevent pain in the future. But that's all I got. And because God had already showed it to me prior to it, like 2.5 years before it happened. That's another thing that gives me rest. Like, Michelle, you're doing what I asked you to do. This was going to happen. I showed it to you. But because I showed it to you, I'm showing you that you have the strength and you have the will and determination to become victorious. That's a constant effort. But anyway, love you guys. You guys have a good rest of your day. I'm about to get to work and help some folks on today and play Call of Duty. If you want my stream name, or I don't stream yet, but my wife does. But if you want my Activision name, send me a message. I love playing on Call of Duty. Ooh, especially Cold War. Oh my gosh. Wait till they get Warzone on Cold War. You guys aren't going to see any more videos. Michelle's going to be in a video game all day. Okay, love you guys. Peace out.